Hey guys, this is Sherwin with Gospel Music Buzz. Again, kind of just echoing what everyone has said. It's a great film, truly enjoyed it. My question for Sean Robinson is the story of Tiff and Damon's love triangle is not new. We've seen it before, but it keeps reappearing over and over. So, how important was it for you to tell that story?
Well, what attracted to me, what attracted the book series about the seven deadly sins, was it was interesting because the way that I found the book was a friend of mine worked at Essence Magazine, and he had received a galley of Lust before it even came out on the shelves. And so when he said, Sean, you really need to read, Lust. And he was a big fan of Victoria Christopher Murray's. And so when I read it, I was like, this is really, it was not only entertaining, it was sexy. It had the message that, the wages of sin that we've heard about. And a person like me, I've been raised in the church. And so I optioned the entire series. I knew Victoria Christopher Murray. I optioned the entire series. And it was interesting as I was beginning the pitching process in Hollywood. A number of people said that they loved the idea of the seven deadly sins, and it was something that had not been made in Hollywood. There was a movie I think it was Brad Pitt or years ago, but in terms of a series like this, it had not been made. And when I had my meeting with, I had known Bishop Jakes, but I had my meeting with Derek Williams, who is the other executive producer, along with myself and Leslie and Bishop Jakes. And I mean, you can't in terms of Bishop Jakes, you can't get a better partner than that when you're talking about this type of story. And so when we were talking about it and what, the plans were and what we could see this being, we knew that this is something that would, obviously you have to look at the bottom line. The bottom line is it has to be entertaining. And Victoria writes those types of books. But what in keeping with Bishop Jakes's brand, it has to be a message at the end of the movie. And that's what these are. There are messages at the end of these films. And they're things that we struggle with all the time. Who hasn't struggled at some point in their life with lust or income? If we hopefully we'll make the entire series. We got wrath, pride, sloth, gluttony, and one more. I can't remember the other one. Greed. That's right. Greed. See, everybody knows these stories. And so I think that the audience, I'm glad that you guys love the movies. I think that the audience will not only be entertained, but there will be a takeaway. And, this is my first executive producer title. So I'm really excited about that. And to have the partnership with Bishop Jakes is extraordinary because he's obviously been very successful in this arena, and to partner with him is wonderful. And so I'm really excited, and to have this cast of Carrie and Tobias and Tank. And I will tell you one thing right now that you might not know. Tank, do you know that you are actually being considered for Damon, and Tobias was being considered for Trey?
No, I don't know. That's crazy.
I know. So there was a lot of internal discussion about that. And because putting this cast together, it was like, it's a puzzle. It's definitely a puzzle. And so we were like, okay, now but what about that? What about him? At one time, Tank could have been your Damon and Tobias could have been your Trey.
Wow. It would not have been the same, but these two guys are brilliant actors. So I know it would have been fun.
And I think it worked out
so right this way.
And I've always been a fan of Carrie's. And so when we found out she was available, I was like, yes, see if we can get her,
We were all sitting down. Of course, we were all available.
Everybody was available. So yeah, so it was fun putting everything together.
All right,
All
thank
in
you.
favor of doing a continuation of Lust.
Yes.
Should they not do all of the rest of the 7 sins? Say aye.
Well,
I think I'm still alive too, so that could work.
Yeah, you didn't die.
Don't give it away. But yeah, you all could be in. You can be in pride, greed, sloth. I mean, we could just
We'll just roll it off into another sin.
Doing the other
Yeah.
True. That's
More sin.
More sin.
very true, because we did go through some of the other ones throughout this same story.
Yes. Yes.